Europe offers UK a little more time for Brexit. Brussels worn down by 3 years of indecision in London, European Union leaders on Thursday grudgingly offered the UK more time to ease itself out of the bloc, delaying by several weeks but not eliminating the threat of a chaotic British exit. After a meeting that stretched through the afternoon and over dinner, the bloc said Britain could postpone its March 29 departure to May 22 if the UK Parliament approved. If the twice-rejected deal is thrown out again, the bloc says Britain has until April 12 to indicate now. She said the EU decision underlines the EU summit host Donald Tusk expressed relief that a cut-off date had been delayed. The late-night offer eased some of the deep uncertainty among leaders at an EU summit in Brussels, which was exceeded only by the high anxiety being felt by politicians, businesses, and citizens in Britain. The British military, the House of Commons is split, both among and within its political parties, over whether and how to leave the EU. It has twice reached. This week, May finally acknowledged the Brexit gridlock and asked the EU to delay Britain's departure until June 30, to create time to win parliamentary approval for her deal in a third attempt and then pass the legislation necessary for a smooth departure. But opposition to May's agreement among British politicians appeared to be hardening, rather than softening, after she blamed Parliament for the Brexit impasse. In a televised address Wednesday night, May accused lawmakers of infighting, political games.
Raindrops, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.